Oh, now we're halfway done.
Pardon?
Now we're halfway done. I'm recording it.
Oh.
Whoopsie. Yeah.
Yeah, well, wait, that's true. We didn't want to record.
That was providence at work.
Yeah. God works those things out.
Right.
Why would I don't usually record it till we're done praying anyway? I figured just might share something. Okay, winsome and joy are used to describe the attitude of a Christian who's sharing God's invitation. Should Christians always be happy? Why or why not?
No, they're not always going to be happy. There's
No,
going to be
because-
sad times.
Right,
I
mean, that's just human.
right,
sickness takes over.
right. And death, and grief.
Death,
Right.
when you're grieving.
We have to be real people. I think that's what turns people off sometimes is they see people just smile all the time. And oh, God bless you, praise God. And you hear people say that sometimes, you just want to smack them because it's just so fake. Because you can't be that joyful all the time. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have joy, and I'm not going to be one of those on pity party or stomp on their party or nothing. I won't go in and go bah humbug. But there's sometimes somebody says stuff like that. I'm like, come on.
You ever watch some of these false prophets?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, they smile the whole time.
Yeah,
and everything is just rosy and beautiful.
So some people are like Joel Osteen. He's preaching.
Have you seen his new thing that he has for sale?
I don't know. No, I don't pay
It's a
attention.
cube, and it's an inspirational thing, and
You give a donation.
Those things you used to shake and it would answer.
Oh,
And it has a different
verse for
saying every day, and the ones that they showed on TV, not one of them mentioned Jesus. It was always God this, God that.
right.
And it's only $39.95.
For your donation, yeah.
Can you
can
imagine?
Yeah. Well, they've sold holy water and healing
okay.
water and all kinds of stuff on TV, which makes us
I don't watch him, but I saw his commercial for this thing. And
Yeah.
they're all smiling.
Yeah, he smiles too much for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Schuller was like that too.
Yeah,
He
but he's a
smiled
little bit.
all the
yeah.
time.
And he always had all his sermons memorized. I was Charles Stanley too. Never see him with note one. I'm like, well, somebody's got to be like that.
John Kirby never had a note in front of him, did he?
Yes.
Never.
Some people are just like that. I'm like, nope, I don't have the confidence for that.
He never had a note.
Some preachers are good like that.
He was a wiry little thing. Did you know him?
No.
No. When he came to us, he was retired.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
was at
He was
Central.
a senator,
Okay.
He was at
but
Central.
he was a little tiny wiry thing. He used to ride his bike all around and go ice skating and all kinds.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Wow.
But boy, he could eat it to cover his stomach.
Yes, it could. Yes, it could. I
We
think
had
about
a
him.
talk.
Once in a while, I think about him because I think, Russ Johnson.
Right.
He has tremendous appetite.
Yes.
And Dr. Jesperson has a tremendous
Yeah.
appetite. I'm thinking, what are they doing all this food? And John Kirby was the same way. He
John
could,
Kirby was this big.
yeah,
Right. Just had high metabolism, I guess.
yeah. Just
And
amazing.
chasing those Rottweilers around.
Yeah.
They had 2 Rottweilers.
Really?
in the parsonage.
Well, that kept the
Yeah.
people out of the parsonage, I guess.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. Share a time when your faith made you feel joyful. Your faith ever made you feel joyful?
Oh, I think lots of times when you think of something that you're happy about and you think, oh, gee, thanks God.
Right.
I do that every month when the account and everything turns out just right.
Thank you,
I have to
Jesus.
find 10 cents that
Right.
I get.
Balance.
Right.
When it balances and 10 cents is I don't have to look for 10 cents.
Oh,
I know.
Woo! Yeah, that's a joyful time.
Well,
Yeah.
That's the heater.
Yeah.
I thought it was the window.
I hope not.
Yeah.
The other night it was pretty bad.
I know what the heater said.
Oh,
55, I heard.
I don't know.
no.
All right. One more question. When has God been persistent in your life? You ever felt God be persistent with you? Maybe you didn't.
I hear people say that God spoke to them.
Right.
I've said this before. I've never heard God speak to me.
Yeah.
And I see things and I
Okay.
say, the work of God, yeah.
Right. Right.
But for someone to say God spoke to me, I just don't
That's just not the
I don't
relationship
tune
you
in, I
have.
guess, or something, I don't know.
Yeah. Just the way your relationship is with God. You don't have to have that.
I mean, I
to-
have thoughts and things like that.
Like God
Yeah, well, I'm being
directs
led,
it.
but I don't,
Right.
whether they mean they physically heard God speak or they just felt his presence.
Right. I think it's more of a combination of both. And they maybe, well, they didn't audibly hear them because they'll be in hand quarter probably,
Well,
but
that's what I'm saying.
sometimes
who
people
say
do.
that, "Oh, God spoke to me."
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
Especially when they're speaking about you. Yeah. We'll say, God says told me to tell you. I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he ain't told me
I
that.
have not heard that.
Every once in a while, you get somebody prophesy over you or something.
No, I have not
You
heard
got to
that.
watch that because if they're not quite with it, they might come up with some stuff. But you never know what God's going to speak
Well,
through
that's
somebody, I
it.
guess.
I just never experienced it.
Yeah.
I remember Clyde Bradway said that he was working out in the field and he heard God speak
Right.
to him.
Yeah, I feel
And
like
there was
God
no one
speak to
else
me.
around except the horse that he was working with.
Yeah.
You don't remember him telling that story?
No.
Maybe
when
he was-
when he first went into the ministry.
Yeah, he must have felt the call to ministry. Yeah, mine was similar.
That was
to
probably
what it
when
was.
he thought about becoming a minister.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, when he was.
It was a similar like thing for me when I went into ministry. I heard like you said, heard something internally said, okay, you need to go into ministry. And I went, I don't think so, God. And like, yeah, if it's really true, you got to give me another sign. Yeah, I was one of those where I had to like have a 2 or 3 because I like, well, I'm crazy enough. I'll come up with something in my head. Okay, so that's just me coming up with something.
But that's it. Sometimes you just wonder if it's
Right.
passing thought.
That's why I usually I don't have no trust in myself or probably trust God enough either for that matter, to be honest. If I'm going to be real, that God would tell me something, I just know it was God because that was his and I'd just be all right, where I don't have enough trust in myself, my own abilities or trust God enough to say, okay, well, that was God. I usually have to have 2 or 3 confirmations. And which is better that way than just jumping into something because you could
I
do
don't
the
know
wrong
what-
things.
I just remember he told that story.
Right.
I don't know what happened before or after. He just, at some point, I heard him tell it.
Yeah, I'm sure it had to do with ministry. Let's see. How does your church associate with people who live on the edges of life? As we touched, I think of our baskets or our boxes when we do that. We don't know who they are though necessarily if they're on the edge of life, but they're bad enough that they need a turkey or ham or something.
But they're not really living on the edge of life, though.
Right.
And when I think of somebody living on the edge of life, I think of somebody that is down, not
Really
Sleeping
down.
sleeping in a refrigerator box.
Right.
Yeah, something
their
like
car
that.
or something.
Or if they might have issues of
Right.
some sort. When I think of handing out baskets of food, I think of people not on the edge of life. I just think that of people that maybe lost their job
Right.
and having a hard time to.
There might more in
Exactly.
between of that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
We're helping
To
them before
me,
they get to that
edge of
point.
life, the edge of
That's
living
extreme.
On the edge,
That's true.
you have some major
Yeah,
problems.
That's
maybe,
true.
that maybe we wouldn't even begin to know how to
Right.
help.
I know of a man who known as
Yeah. Backfire.
Oh,
it's the oil people.
okay. Well, I heard they're delivering oil, right? It's not
Yeah.
clean in time yet.
No.
That's the
I'm not aware of.
21st.
I know.
No idea. I ain't in it this time. I screwed it up last time.
Or was that cleaning?
No, I have the fire inspection because I excluded Bonnie out of that and she was the trustee's chair and stepped on her toes a little bit. I have a bad habit of doing that.
I know of a person who had a relative that lived in a cardboard box or whatever.
Right.
And they said, we have done everything in our power to help him, and he doesn't want to help.
Right. Sometimes when they get to that point,
Yeah.
either their
I mean,
addiction
for people
or
who had
mental
needs,
illness.
They could have taken care of him.
Right.
But he refused.
Right. Sometimes addiction has to do with that or mental
Well, I don't know what
illness.
his problem
Right.
was.
Or mental illness or
I
whatever.
have no idea.
Or they just get so used to being on the streets, It's just easier.
They didn't say.
Well,
Didn't
that's a
elaborate.
lot of people. They'll say like, if you see it on TV in Philadelphia
Mm.
during when they have the blue code.
Yeah.
Right.
They
The
don't wanna go
people,
in.
they don't want to go into
Right.
those places.
The
And I
shuttles.
often think, why don't they want to go
Well, you
for
know-
one night? I'm so sorry, it's my
That's all right.
brother.
Go ahead. Answer.
Betty Fox that was helping with code.
Hello.
And she said at 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning after they.
Yeah, I'll call you in a little bit. I'm here at the
Oh.
church
They made them leave.
at
Right.
Bible study, and then I'll
And she
call you
said
because I
it
want
was
to
so
ask you a
hard.
couple
Right.
questions.
So we were there
Did you get your
till lunch
food?
during the night.
Right.
Oh,
And we
okay.
sent
I'll
out
call you in a
the
little
call
bit.
Right. I know.
And she said.
Oh, I thought you said you
She
wasn't going
said one
to.
lady asked her to take her home,
Oh.
take her somewhere, not
Right.
home.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
right. Right.
And she said, no, we're not
All right.
taking
Right.
anybody in our car.
Okay, all
I mean,
right.
that was
Which
just
makes
a rule.
sense.
They couldn't
Right.
take anybody.
That makes sense. That's your brother.
Yeah. Well, I asked him this morning. He was going to the doctor's, and I said, do you want some chili? No, not really. He said,
Now he's got a taste for it.
So I said, well, I'm going to leave it at your house anyway and freeze it. He just ate the chili. He said, I ate the chili. He said, I guess I was hungry. I said, well, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
He'll
that's-
eat it if it's there.
Yeah.
He'll always say he doesn't want it. I
Right.
know he does.
I was saying the problem with Code Blue is after they have breakfast at 7 or 8, whatever time, they have to leave. And
Right.
they have to go back out into the cold.
Well, they do.
Right.
They do. I mean, one year I worked up at Bethany Grace for
That's
the.
where I
Right.
think where Betty Fox was. out
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Probably.
Before she couldn't.
Oh, okay.
Right. Right.
And I was so upset.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what she said.
Of having
It's
to
hard.
tell people to
was
get out.
just so upset about how, I mean, they did a wonderful job and they had tons and tons and tons of food,
Right.
but hardly no one was coming in to eat it.
Mm.
And I go, what are they going to do with all this food? And when I left, they still had all that food. And there was one elderly couple that came in and sat down and ate.
Right.
And I thought, well, they really needed it, I don't know what they did with all that food. I go, I'm not going to go back there and help again because that was such wasted food.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure they packed it up and maybe took it someplace.
I
Yeah.
often wonder about the Amish market, what they do at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday.
Oh, right. Everything goes on real sale then, I guess.
Yeah, but what do they do with what's upstairs?
Right.
Somebody said they give it to a food bank.
Yeah, they probably do.
Okay.
I would think
But
they
I don't
would
know if
have to.
that's right. or not.
Yeah. That would make sense.
I mean, I think that they do a wonderful job
Right.
there. I just think that, like Jim said, that the people that come in and sleep, they've got to be right back out to
Right.
where they were.
Mhm.
I mean, nothing changed.
Right.
Nothing really changed except they got a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Well,
and
that
food
would,
in their belly.
if that was me, I would be laying there all night thinking, oh God, I gotta get up and go back out in the cold. What am I gonna do
Yeah.
for the day?
Yeah.
But a lot of those people refuse to
Right.
go into a shelter
They
place.
say in Philadelphia they have problem getting a lot of them to go in.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know about around here.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then they used to have this shelter for women and children on Mays
Right.
Landing Road.
Right.
I took clothes there one time and they refused and they said we have so much stuff.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say.
Wow.
Hats and gloves I took from the school there
Right.
because there were people, they did not need them.
Wow.
I thought, what am I going to do with all these hats and gloves? Because I told the school I knew
Right.
where they would go.
Right. Right.
I
Did they
had
take them?
no,
Wow.
they had too much, which I understand they had too much.
Right.
They had piles. Did you go inside, Jen?
It just inside the door. She said, no, we can't take, we have too much.
They had
Wow.
clothes
Right.
up almost to the ceiling. They had so
Yeah.
much.
Sometimes that's the first thing people donate is their old
I took
clothes.
stuff over to the one over next to Foreman Mills. Remember when the White Sparrow used to be?
Oh, okay.
Back there. And she knows where I'm talking about.
Uh,
And the back room was just full.
See, I think sometimes they get too
But they
much.
do a nice job there. They have things displayed nice.
Right,
They
right.
have things on mannequins. Everything's hung on.
right.
No, I wasn't impressed with the ones on Mates.
No, this place
It's
is-
just kind of awkward together.
This place is run by the hospital.
Oh, okay.
But they have all kinds of stuff in there, and they have it set up.
You know, Faith
Not a
Farm
piece
used to
of-
do a good job. I don't, is that still in existence,
Faith
Faith
Farm,
Farm?
yeah,
With
oh, yeah,
canned goods and things like
Which
that.
one?
Yeah.
Faith Farm.
yeah,
And that's mainly for men.
right.
And,
They're still there.
you know, they did a good job. They were always very thankful for all the school used to
Right.
supply
Is that
canned
Is
goods.
that connected with Rancho?
I don't think
No.
so.
No.
Separate thing though.
Is that what-
But I think it's a faith-based
It
organization.
is, and there's another place out
Yeah.
in that Jimmy was very fond of. We sent a couple of donations there one time. What's that called?
I can't.
Where's
It's
the-
out in Norma.
Oh, crap! I know what you're talking about, and I can't remember.
It's a youth thing. It's a youth.
There's a drug rehabilitation or something out there, isn't there?
That's what it probably was.
Yeah.
Then. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
We-
remember.
we did
There's
send a
some
couple.
kind of some
Yeah.
kind of showing thing out there.
I think there are places around if you can find them and you look for
Where's
them,
Faith
but
Farm?
it's,
You don't know.
I don't remember. Faith
it's out between like Salem, Canton,
Yeah, I know
and
it's out that
Alloway,
way, yeah.
because our school used to do the canned goods
Ah.
for them.
There's unfortunately always a need for that, and now it's worse. People haven't been working. I want to remember those
You
people.
happen to know that the Congress is voting today on whether or not you can have a pet tiger.
Can I have a what?
Pet tiger.
Pet tiger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Congress has nothing else, the Senate has nothing else to do.
A pet tiger,
Yeah.
I see.
so that it can eat you.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
voting on whether or not it's legal, and that, two things, they're voting on whether or not you can have a pet tiger and to legalize marijuana. They're the two things that they're concerned with.
Priorities.
They don't care about the people, they just.
Apparently, it's a mess.
Wow.
You're not bitter about it, right?
No, I'm not.
A pet tiger. Why would you want a pet tiger?
I don't know. People are nuts these days.
Why would you want a pet tiger?
Why would the Congress even?
Have to, yeah. You would think it wouldn't even get that far.
Well, that's what they said on TV
But
this morning.
you
That's
never
the two
know.
things that they had on their agenda for today.
Well,
You got
They don't have
people
anything in
waiting
place
for
to do.
these stimulus checks,
right, and the businesses.
and they won't vote on that.
They're trying to attach different things to it, and that's
They
why it
always-
gets shot
Any
down.
bill goes through has a bunch of
Right.
junk attached to it. Always.
Right, I
That's how
know,
they get them through. They get their friends taken care of. They all do it.
right.
All of them.
Yep, unfortunately. We definitely have to pray for wisdom for them.
Pork. Except they call it pork.
Pork belly, yeah, something like that.
Anyway, anyway, these
Yeah.
guys here they had a feast of pork.
Yeah,
No, they didn't have pork.
Oh, it was
That not
oxen?
legal.
Oh,
It was an ox and a.
because you were like, why did you have to kill an ox? I'm like, I don't know.
Why
And a
would you
fatted
wanna
calf,
eat a
right?
They probably ate anything that didn't have a clue.
Well, that's true. That's
Yeah.
probably true.
And
Yeah.
eventually it would get old and
And
the
ox
PD
is
you'd have to
in
eat.
the cattle fat and the
Oh,
bovine
I
cattle.
don't know. I never thought about it. I guess so.
An ox would be in the same category as a cow,
Well, that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah, probably was tasty.
Maybe it was.
Any meat would probably was tasty if I didn't get much meat.
Margaret was not afraid of that.
But yeah, I'm not a big meat eater. I do eat some. I don't eat much. I